Hello, and my name is Professor Mohsen Zadeh, and I'm going to record um, Chapter 7, Tutorial 2, uh, Solid Model, and later on we're going to create a drawing or section view for this solid model. So let me start with this one. We're going to go to New, and then we're going to enter the file name, Chapter 7, Tutorial 2. Okay, and now we're ready. So we're going to start with Extrude. Okay, and if you wanted to see the view tag name, so we go View and then the plane tag display. We're going to display it. So we're going to go back to Model. We say Extrude Placement Define. Sketching plane is going to be on the front view, and then we click on the top datum plane, and then on the orientation we say top. Okay, and that would take us to sketching plane 2D. So we're going to go to 2D sketch, and then we remove all the display. So this way is easier to see what we're doing without having all this display. Okay, so let's see if I can go. Display is off. So we're going to put a center line always. Okay, we're going to put a center line, place the center line, so we can use the center line for symmetric. Okay, because when we want to impose constraint called symmetric, this will be really nice to have that. Okay, so I'm going to create a rectangle here. Okay, it makes it symmetric. Okay, make sure that it's symmetrical, and then we can do another feature in here. We're going to just stretch it until we see the two arrows, green arrows. It shows as symmetric. So we're going to give a dimension here 8. Okay, that's 8. And then the dimension for the height here for the second box is 28. Okay, we're going to enter 28. And then the top will be 66. 66, enter. Let's zoom it a little bit. So we have the bottom part, the total dimension is 110. Okay, just enter 110. Okay, 110. I think I put a lot of numbers in there. Let's see, 110. Okay, not 1100, 110. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so 110. Let's just look at the, always check the dimension, move them to the side so that you can see it. That's a common type of mechanical drafting drawing standard. So we wanted to make sure that the dimensions are correct and is visible so that the people are looking at, they can see that you have a correct dimension. All right, so I'm going to remove or trim this piece here. Okay, since of double lining coinciding, so we have to click twice. Okay, so let's just make symmetrical this corner. Okay, we can click on the symmetric axis, and then we click on this corner, and then the axis. Now we have symmetrical. It says there is a symmetric already, but we're going to get rid of the equal length. Okay, equal length. Now we're going to give the total dimension back again, and that's 110. So we're going to get rid of 22. So everything is ready to go. Okay, so we have a strong dimension 28 from the top of this rectangle to the top of this rectangle. We have 28 and 8 here, 110 and 66. So that's our dimension. So then we're going to go to extrude, and we're going to extrude about 60. Okay, we're going to extrude, and then we place 60 in here. Okay, enter. So we're going to look at it to see what's going on. So we have the depth of 60, and then we check it. Okay, next we're going to put some round. Okay, we're going to put round with the diameter of or the thickness or the radius of the round will be 5. Okay, so and then we go all around this. Okay, we click on the line, and then we click on this line, and then we click on this line here. So we have the round of 5. So we're going to check. So everything is good to go. One thing I forgot to do, let me go back. I just forgot completely. Okay, so sorry about that. We're going to just it's good that we can, that's how engineering design is, or CAD design is. But in case you forgot something, you can go back and edit. So we can go to first extrude and we go edit definition. I'm going to display the plane, and I want the plane, is very useful to have the plane, instead of blind we can go to extrude in both direction. Okay, this is a good one, because if you have that mid plane, that is a useful plane, so that is avoid having another datum plane placed in here, which is not needed. You could always use the extrusion in both direction. Okay, so that's great. So I have that frontal plane that is in the middle. That will help us to create the ribs. Okay, so next I'm going to create a rib profile, and since I need, always we need to create a rib on a plane. Okay, so this is the profile rib. Click on that and click on this frontal plane, and then you say reference plane define, and this is the frontal plane, a sketch view. All right, let's just turn off maybe or this is what we can do. Okay, can turn off the plane so it's easy to see it, and I'm going to use the project. I'm going to put project in here and then the project in there. So I'm going to have a rib profile rib, and I'm going to have a line from this corner, and then maybe tangent. It says midpoint. Let's see if it says midpoint. Okay, so let's see if that will, it's a tangent. Okay, good. So we have the tangent, and then we can just trim. We can trim this and trim that project, and let's see, and then we get rid of this one here, this project line, and that dimension I believe is 28. Okay, let's just have the no hidden. So this is supposed to be, the total is 20. Let me see if it's a 20. If you go to 28, let's see what happened. Okay, so if you go 28, it goes too far, because we have 28 and this is a tangent, so we go to 20. Let's see if it's 26. Okay, and then what I will do is, instead of that, I'm going to just click this line, tangent. Okay, let's just have the tangent on. Click on this line, click on that line. It says constraint tangent, and then constraint tangent. So it's like there's the two of them. So there's already one in there. So see, that is hiding there. So we're going to go check. Okay, check. And remember to reverse the arrow. Okay, we're going to reverse the arrow and shading back. So we have this thickness of the rib will be, I believe it's going to be 8. Okay, 8. So we're going to type in 8, enter. So this is a rib profile. Using rib profile, we put the rib on one side and we say check. We're going to bring back the datum plane display, and then we're going to mirror that. Okay, it's highlighted green. We're going to go mirror with respect to the mid plane, and then we say check. So the other side is already, see that, perfectly done. All right, nice. So next we're going to create, let me just turn off the plane. We're going to create the feature on top here. Okay, we say extrude placement, define on this surface. We go with sketch view, and it is always good to just get rid of the shade. So we're going to put project on one of the line, and then we're going to just draw a center line that goes through the midpoint. Okay, and then we're going to put the center line in here. That will help us a lot. Okay, next, but before we forget, make sure that you trim the temporary line, okay, or object line, or another object line, projection line, okay, or project. All right, so we can go to circle. We're going to create 2 circles, or 1 circle in the middle, and that circle has a radius of 15. Okay, so that circle has a radius of 15. With one click, we're going to That's a good thing about the Creo parametric, that gives you the option to change the diameter to radius by typing 15 in there. So now this is a radius. Twice that will be the diameter, so we are only interested on the radius because we're going to trim the circles and becomes less than 360 degrees. So it's a good preparation to use radius instead of diameter. So let me just create two more circles here, one here and then one in here. Okay, same radii. Okay, same radii. Next, my advice to you guys is, if you are doing this, that you should always make it symmetric. Okay, and turn or activate or invoke the command called symmetric. Click on the center of the circle, click on this circle, and then click on the axis. Now it's symmetrical. Okay, symmetrical. Then you give the dimension. Okay, you're going to give the dimension, total dimension. We go to dimension from the center of this hole to center of this hole. We call this, let me see what the dimension is. From center to center is 40. Okay, 40. Enter. Also, we wanted to give the diameter of the of this, or radius. Actually, is the radius, is not the diameter. Okay, so the radius of that circle or curve is going to be 6.5. So 6.5. Enter. Since I made it equal to each other, see that if I give radius to one circle, it's going to affect the other circle. Next, we're going to use fillet. Make sure you use, when you go to fillet, pick the circular trim, okay, not the first one, just the second one, and then click on this circle, click on that circle, and this is really let's repeat this and do the same thing, okay, on 4 corners, okay, 4 places. So 1, 2, and this is the last one. And now we're going to give a dimension. Radius of this fillet is 15. So what we need to do is just enter 15. Radius of is not 15, is radius of 10. Okay, I think I made a mistake and I used a wrong dimension. Okay, oops, where did I go? All right, let's see if I could just go back. All right, so, and this should be 10, not 15. Okay, see that, because I'm going back and forth between the book and trying to enter all this information is not easy to see the number. Okay, all right, so let's continue. And now that I gave the measurement for the fillet radius here, let's just trim the unwanted portion of the circle. Okay, just go to trim. Come on, the mouse is always acting weird. Okay, just let me see. Come on. Okay, so we're gonna just trim this, trim that. Okay, trim this, trim that, and remember that this is 10, so we say equal. We say this one is equal to this one. Okay, all right, so there's the same, and there's a tangent. See that a point of tangency, nicely done. So let's trim again on this side, the opposite side. Come on. All right, so we got this, we got that. Let's just clean it up. Okay, and now we're gonna do the equal, the constraint called equal. So if I click on this one and click on this side here, so that's the same. And if I click on this one and click on this one, so we have the equal fillet radius. Okay, all four areas, or this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think we are in good shape. So we have this feature on the we created on the top face of this solid model. So we go back to shading, and you know where we are at. We are in the right place. Look at that. It looks nice. So now we're going to go check. We're going to extrude this about, I believe is about 3 units. So we're going to enter 3 units. 3 units. Okay, so we are right there, and then check. So we got that under control. Then we have 2 circles. So because it has to be, because it's a 2 different type of depth. So when I go to extrude placement, define on this surface here, and I wanted to create 2 circles, so all I have to do is change this to no hidden, and then right click references, click on this semicircle or curve, and then it will define the center. So because the concentric circle, I'm going to create two circles, one on this face and the other one on this face, equal radius. Now you give the dimension for that circle, which is 6. Okay, the diameter is 6. So as soon as you enter 6, it's going to affect the other one. Okay, okay, beautiful. So now that we have created those two circles, we go back to shading. It's a little bit, just you have to be patient. Okay, you have to be patient. So we have the two circle placed on the center of this original curve or semicircle that you see in here. Okay, so that's what we have. And then we're going to go check. This time we have to remove the material, so we reverse the arrow, and then we have to check, enter the value of 6. So 6 unit goes down into the materials, okay? Because this thickness was 3, and this is 3 plus 3 is 6, so 6 goes down, okay? So that, see that it's not a through hole, it's a blind hole, it's a 6 units down. So, and since we have a remove material symbol here activated, so we're in good shape, okay? Next, we're going to use a pattern also. We're going to create, let me just go extrude placement, define. I'm going to click on this surface and sketch view. So I'm going to create one circle, then I'm going to pattern that. Okay, so I'm going to put a circle. Let me just put the references. Okay, references on this line and this line, and then I'm going to go solve, close. So I'm going to place one circle in here, and you will see the dimension. Okay, nicely. You can see that the dimension should be 10 by 10. Okay, 10 by 10, 10. Or let me check here. Is it 10 by 10? So I think I memorize all the numbers, but not always is true. Okay, I try my best to remember all the numbers. So, and then the diameter of this circle should be 6. Okay, 6. All right, great. So I located this circle with respect to the intersection of these two lines, or this corner is located at a distance of 10 by 10. Okay, and the diameter is 6. So let me turn the shading back on so you know where I have created the circle. Okay, so that circle, we're going to extrude that all the way through the materials. Okay, it's all the way through. So we're going to go, we're going to reverse the arrow. So we're going to say this is through, it's going to go through the material, through all, and that's what we have. Next, we're going to, when this is highlighted, we're going to click on a pattern. Okay, we're going to go on a pattern. This is really nice. Okay, so the pattern, if you enter or click on this number, okay, this dimension, and then enter 90, because center to center is 90. Okay, 90. So when you do that, just go to this side. See that there's a circle, and on the opposite side. So you say check. Then at the same time, we need two more circles. We have one in this face and one in this face. So we're going to pattern it simultaneously to this face here. So we go pattern, and then this time we're going to enter the click on this dimension here. Okay, double click on it, and that number should be the center to center should be 40. So if we enter 40 units, and then we say okay, and you can see that is 40. Why is not enter? Oops, not a good idea. Okay, so let me just, all right, so I'm going to do that again. Okay, I'm going to highlight this. Sometimes it's funky. Okay, all right, so let me see if I can, it's supposed to work, but it didn't. Okay, okay, so I'm trying to use the pattern. Okay, let me see if I can create, I can delete this pattern here. Okay, we can delete that. All right, so if I could find the delete command. Okay, let's just repeat that again. So we're gonna have extrude placement define. We're gonna place it on here, sketch view. All right, so we're gonna place the reference line on here. So we're gonna almost there. Okay, almost there. Solve, close. So we're gonna put a circle one circle in here, and then we're going to give the dimension, and this dimension is 10. Okay, 10 by 10, 10, enter, 10. Okay, 10 by 10, and then the diameter I believe is 6. Okay, diameter is 6 for this hole. And now that we have established this hole on that corner, so we're gonna go check. Let me just turn off this model tree. So we go check and then reverse the arrow and then remove them. Okay, sometimes because the mouse is not really quick, the diameter of the hole is 8, huh? The diameter of the hole is 8, it's not 6. So let me see if I go placement, edit. I'm going to edit this here. Is not 6, is 8. Okay, 8. All right, so I'm in good shape now. Okay, great. So now that we have done this one circle, we're gonna pattern that. Okay, so we go to pattern, and then I'm gonna click on this dimension and give the number. Distance center to center is 90. Okay, 90. So it's right there. See that? It's 90. Then I'm going to do the same thing, pattern, and then click on this number here, and then I'm going to give a number 40. Enter. Okay, you can see that simultaneously, and there you have a circle that is going to be placed on both faces. Okay, see that? There we go. So both faces. Okay, so we have two circles. One, I created one, then I patterned the rest. Okay, so next we're gonna do a little bit of I think in the back we need to make a cut. Placement, define. On the bottom of this here we need to make a cut, and that cut is I need to turn off the shade, and I'm going to have the project so that I know where the mid center is. So I'm going to put the center line on a mid, okay, on a center point. Oops. So center, and then we're going to create, I'm going to trim this one here. Okay, I'm going to trim. Okay, trim. All right, great. So now I need a center line in here because of the symmetric. So we're going to put the center line there. Now I need to create a rectangle which is symmetrical with respect to both x and y axis. Okay, and that dimension is, I think it's I need to find out the dimension here, 52 by 48 by 48, 52 by 48, 52, enter, and then 48, and then the amount of cut, we're gonna just find out what the amount of cut is. So that's in the mid, you know, that's nice that we have. It's about 30. Okay, excellent. So we're gonna go back to the shade, and that is all perfectly set, and we say check, and we reverse the arrow, and we make a cut. It's at 30. Okay, 30, enter. So that we say check, and everything is good to go. Now we want to put a round, and let's put a round on this corner here. I think it's 10, correct? It's 10. The round, I think it's 10. The radius is 10. So let's just put the 10 in there, and then we have a click on this corner, and then click on this corner, this line here, this edge here, and then we can do the same thing on this side here. Okay, and we're almost there. So, and this is that one. So we have all four corners taken care of, and we say check. And I think this is the end of this solid model, chapter 7 tutorial 2. If you want to render it, you know, you can go to color, and then you pick, for example, this color will be on top here. We say it's that, and then if I wanted to have different colors here, maybe the blue in here, and if I wanted to show the green on this face, and then control on this face, so we have some nice color. Okay, so there we go, it looks nice. And then if you wanted to color maybe the red profile, so we're gonna just click on control. Okay, all the control, and so you can click several surfaces. Okay, so I'm going to go here, here, and then hold the control down, and you can say okay. So now we got the ribs, and for clarity, so people can see that we have a feature called rib. It's a thin feature for the support. So this is what we have. Okay, and then we have to do this. Okay, we can check to see if it's all the way through. I can go back to this feature. Let's see, this hole here. We're just thinking of whether this hole is going to be the through hole or just it goes 6 units down. That was on extrude number 2 or extrude number 3. Yeah. So we can easily modify that. Do you think it's all the way through? Okay, so we're gonna say through. Okay, so there we go. So this is all the way through. Okay, see that? You can see that there. Oh, okay, so it's all the way through. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect. So we're done, and let me check a little bit more, and you can again, if any, this is the tricky part. Okay, make sure that on a first extrude, you need to extrude in both directions. This symbol right here. Okay. And instead of using the blind or one-sided extrusion, use both-side extrusion. So that plane that you see that in the middle, the frontal plane, is going to be useful when you're creating the ribs or any other features. Okay, all right. So I think we're happy, and